Moving along.
You may have noticed a change in the format of our show over the last 2 weeks.
That's right. Andrew McCracken was gone to film school.
In his absence, he made this video about conspiracy theories.
Grab a paper and pen, kids.
JFK assassination and 9/11.
Sell it to me.
Osama bin Laden shares 7 genetic markers with Marilyn Monroe.
Sorry?
Kennedy's love child is a Saudi prince.
And a Wahhabi fundamentalist.
You got it. Yeah. I've got a couple more, but we'll save them for when the new guy gets here.
Anything good? '54, I believe you've met Harvard. Please. Do you have any questions before we begin?
No, I think I'm fine for now. I'll
Okay.
just listen.
Okay.
Virginia found plans for a Masonic lodge at a certain New York address.
This doesn't make sense. This is the address of the World Trade Center, Building 7.
People have long suspected a link between the Masons and 9/11, but there's been no evidence until now.
Okay, I'm sorry. I don't think I'm quite clear on what we do here.
We have engaged you to help us invent theories.
Okay, so who are our operatives? Mossad? Who does the dirty work?
This is the dirty work.
Then who dropped the towers?
Hijackers.
I mean, it's not plausible. Molten steel.
That was actually 54's idea. Nice work.
Building 7.
Destroyed by giant falling beams and fire.
No. Lateral ejection, cell phones, air traffic control.
Basic physics. Low-flying aircraft and confusion. Took a while to get it spinning.
Spinning. I work at the Ministry of Conspiracy. This office is the one responsible for creating these stories. Why?
Internet, people power. These things are dangerous. Much safer to have people at home, otherwise busy.
You invented these theories to keep us occupied?
And now you're helping create the grandest unified conspiracy theory.
I won't.
Actually, you already have. You're a key player in the mother of all conspiracies. Okay, look, you've been extremely helpful. Thank you for your time. We're going to keep this. You're free to go.
Oh, how did you?
She took it, okay?
She?
Yeah.
Well, at least you got the audio.
Yeah.
What the hell does Mother of them all mean?
This office is the one responsible for creating these stories. I work at the Ministry of Conspiracy. This office is the one responsible for creating these stories.
If I say what I think, I risk sounding shallow.
It's like that with all short films.
Damn.
Rise up, O women of Valemount.
Rise up from your oppressed drudgery and domestic hell.
Sharpen a wooden spoon and aim for the eyes, because we're taking over.
Other than being Shriller, what's the difference between a man's voice and a woman's voice?
Well, I think...
Like, for instance, if I try to talk like a woman, I find that men are more likely to do exactly what I say.
Tell me about this women's conference and how you plan to take over the rest of the world that you don't already control.
Well, I think it's really about maintaining the status quo.
Well, why wouldn't we take advantage?
Right. So I hear that you guys are being funded by the Saudis. Is that true? That this conference is actually free of charge for everybody. So who has bankrolled it? Just give me a straight answer. Don't beat around the bush. Was it Saudi oil interests?
If we told you, we'd have to kill you.
So is it true that you guys were planning on torching a police car? Is that part of it?
It's because women are so powerful when they get together.
I know, it's like an army.
Well, it's better than an army. It's a nurturing force.
A nurturing army.
It's positive. But armies aren't necessarily always positive. I guess they'll be like an army in that we get together. But the results would be quite different. It's a nurturing force. So we're bringing together our knowledge, our learning experiences, our innocence, and our wisdom. And we're bringing it all under one mind.
So you guys are going to be doing a lot of cooking? For women who are on the edge, like thinking, do I join this new feminist military movement or just stay at home? What would you say to them to convince them to join?
Well, it's not a military movement, but boy, it's so empowering if they came.
Why do you think I, as a woman, should go to the women's conference? I'm talking about me, myself, Andrew McCracken.
As a woman?
Yeah.
You should come to the women's conference.
I'd love to. Chicks! Sweet! Except that they're all empowered. That would be awkward. Would it be a good place to try some pickup lines, do you think?
No.
No. Okay, so tell me anything that you want about the women's conference.
It's a day where women can go out and have fun, speak out loud, not to be intimidated by anybody else, share their story.
So I guess the assertion is that normally in day-to-day discourse, women don't do that or can't do that.
A lot of women don't have the opportunity to do that. So by coming to the women's conference, they can be who they are, at least for that day.
But isn't it true, like at any conference like that, really what happens is the more mannish women take over?
Not at all.
Oh. That's just the bias I have.
You're making me hot now.
We are powerful when we realize everything we have within us to give. I'm not getting that. Goodbye!
Thanks for coming. Hope you had fun.
I'm using my woman's voice. I'm not answering the phone.
I just want to say thank you to all the oppressed women that came out and made that day a success. And speaking of oppressed women,
VCTV's Little Big Man spent his holiday in Greenland.
This is Zachary Schneider, your foreign correspondent in Greenland. I was last visiting Iceland and decided to sail west over to Greenland through a lot of ice. I sailed and sailed, now I'm finally here. Greenland is an interesting place. 85% of the island is buried beneath a permanent cap of ice and snow. Only a narrow strip along the coast and some mountain peaks are free of ice. How did this giant island of snow and ice get its name? It is said that Eric the Red, a Viking, was banished from Iceland for killing a man in year 985. He was then an outlaw, meaning anyone was free to kill him if they wanted to. All those years ago. So of course, he was out of there. He heard of a land to the far west and set sail with his family and slaves to find it. He was surprised to find a green country along the coast and named it Greenland, maybe hoping that nice-sounding name would attract settlers. Greenland is a part of Denmark, and the people are descendants of the Inuit, which migrated from northern Canada thousands of years ago. Children today learn English and Danish, as well as their own language, Greenlandic, at school, which is much like the languages spoken by other Inuit in the Arctic. A long time ago, Greenland was mainly a seal hunting island, but because many people in the Western world didn't like the idea of hunting seals, it has become difficult for the hunters to sell the seal skins. Fishing is now very important to the people here. Although many people choose to live in the city, where there are hospitals, schools, and such, most people live in small towns and scattered, isolated hunting communities. More than 4/5 of the population are native Greenlanders and the rest are Danish. Snow falls on Greenland every month of the year, and the temperature rarely rises above 10 degrees in the summer. The weight of the built-up snow and ice cause the ice to spread out towards the edges of the inland ice cap. As it nears the sea, the ice is forced through the gaps in the mountains in the form of a glacier. Once the glaciers get to the sea, they break apart into huge icebergs that crash into the water with a bang and float away. Greenland's glaciers make 10 to 15,000 icebergs a year, dumping huge quantities of ice into the sea, so the snow that falls on Greenland slowly finds its way back to the sea, where it melts and returns to the never-ending water cycle to maybe fall on Greenland once again. This is Zachary Schneider signing off from Greenland.
Thanks, Zachary.
Good job.
Hey, congratulations to the Dunster School on buying your school back.
Yay!
Next week, there's a sale on some sweet roads and bridges.
Check it out.
On that very topic, VCTV is showing a documentary at 4 and 10 p.m. called School's Out.
It's about school closures in rural BC.
It runs until October 14th.
Coming up this week.
Valemount, did you know your friends are having a party and going on a hike?
If you haven't been invited, maybe try and crash it.
It's on October 12th up Swift Creek Trail.
Your friends will meet you at the Caribou Grill at noon.
Adult recreational volleyball is getting started.
Ooh. Grab a negligee and head down to the secondary school gym, Tuesdays, 7 to 9 p.m.
Should Cranberry Lake Marsh be a wildlife management area?
I don't think so.
Learn more and have your say at an open house at the Best Western, October 14th at 5:30 p.m. Thanks for watching.
Compelling television is a race to the bottom.
And get out of our way, because we're going to get there first.
Right. Good night.
Good night.
Oh, how you judge me. Oh, how you doubt me too. I can feel it in the way your body moves, in the way your body moves. Oh, how you scorn me. Oh, how you curse my name. It's been 3 long years, but I feel it all the same. Yeah, I feel it all the same. Have you been trying to hide your emotions in that little tin can I gave you for your treasures? It's too hard and it's too empty to fill with your kind of pain. Oh, oh, when can I show you the things I wanted to